What are the best sports to bet? Scott Pritchard, professional sports bettor, senior handicapper, VegasInsider.com. The plays are timestamped and documented. I came to Vegas from the Chicagoland area, April of 1993. Surrounded myself in the mid 90s with professional sports bettors who moved a lot of money for a lot of people. I was a sponge. I asked a myriad of questions. I went from one of the world's worst sports bettors to one of the world's best, having won sports handicapping contests now in Las Vegas. I can tell you that success leaves clues, and you can simply learn from your mistakes or you can learn from mine. No one has made more mistakes betting sports than me, but over the past 20 plus years at least, I've come out on top. I'm limited at most of the sports books that I bet. Just as recently as 2 weeks ago, I was told by one of the sports books here in Las Vegas that I can only come to the bet window one time per day. I have to make all my plays at the same time, which is a major pain, but it's part of the game. I'll simply take what they want to give me. I'm an unfair advantage player, and it provides a great lifestyle. I travel, as a lot of you who follow my channel know, that I spend about 4 months a year in Thailand. I love Mexico, Hawaii, Costa Rica, and Vietnam. I'm eventually going to find my way to the Philippines, but I spend 6 months in Vegas and 6 months traveling. I have a great life, a great lifestyle. And for those of you who follow me on all the social media platforms, I'm going to continue to teach, train, and explain. You will cut down the learning curve considerably by simply learning from people that have been in the game a lot longer and have learned a ton. I'm coming to you from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. The question on this sports betting tips video is, what is the best sport to bet? The short answer is ALL, all. I've mentioned many times that they play the Star Spangled Banner every day. There's opportunity every day. There are two kinds of people: those who take advantage when opportunity knocks, and those who knock every opportunity. I can tell you that I generally bet 365 days out of the year. I do have certain preferences, but again, as I said before, I'll basically take what they give me. Betting WNBA totals, they really handcuff me and really limit how much I can bet. The only people, for all intent and purpose, who bet WNBA totals are wise guys, sharps like myself. So you can understand why the sports books really only have one-way action. They can't really lay it off. The only people betting are the wise guys, and that's why when I do bet a WNBA total, like most sports, I mean, every time I make a bet, I move the number. And if they don't move the number when I make a bet, that's disrespectful. I'll simply bet it again, but that's few and far between. They've learned every time I make a bet, even if it's just for a token nickel or dime, they will move the number based on respect, being an advantage player. But this is not about me. This is about you. Everybody bets football, yet it is one of the biggest money makers for the sports book. So what does that tell you? Everyone loves football. Everyone loves to bet football, but unfortunately, most people who bet football lose. I can tell you that it's a fun spectator game. Saturday with college football, Sunday with pro football. But I have to tell you, it almost always comes down to randomness in pro football. It almost always comes down to the last 2 minutes as far as ATS against the spread and or the total. It comes down to the last 2 minutes, game in, game out. So it's a little bit of a crapshoot, but I can tell you that everyone loves to bet sides, meaning point spreads, minus or plus 3, minus or plus 7. I've made a really good living finding a little bit of a niche. I would say 90+% of my bets are on totals. And I'm challenging you to really dissect numbers, odds, laws of probability in finding value in betting totals. It's minus 110 on a total. It's minus 110 on a point spread. Why do you think the sports books limit how much you can bet on a WNBA total, but they'll let you bet thousands upon thousands of dollars on the Super Bowl side. It's because it's a beatable market. Same thing is applicable to preseason football in August. Why do they limit you big time on betting preseason? Because it's a very beatable proposition. Same way with betting props. I love betting props. They really limit you there as well. Me, a lot more than you. Get what you can get when you can get it. When you're betting football, I love betting first half. I love betting second half. He with the most information has an unfair advantage in life. It's applicable also to football. So first half, second half, sides, totals, money lines. College basketball, very, very popular. March Madness, I hardly ever bet March Madness, but it's very, very popular. Again, I would rather bet, on a given Saturday or a Sunday in September when I have a buffet of options to bet. College and pro football, college and pro basketball in October, November, Major League Baseball. As an example, during the dog days of summer, June, July, and August, after the NBA basketball finals, you only have one game in town. It's baseball. And even basketball, the last 2 months of the playoffs, you're basically talking about the last month of the playoffs, one game every other night, as opposed to 15 games every single night. During the NBA finals, they stretch it out for 2 weeks. You have one game every 3 days to bet. Well, that's conducive to me betting in November, December NBA with 45 games over a 3-day window. So again, whether it's college and pro football, college and pro basketball, NHL hockey, Major League Baseball, WNBA basketball, you have a myriad of options. And I would suggest that you focus in on 1, 2, 3 main sports. This is what I do from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed. I love what I do. And I've been featured on Vegas Insider for 3+ decades. I finished number 1 this past season out of 30 fellow professional sports bettors, handicappers on that site, ATS Against the Spread Pro Football. And I had a record of 53 wins, 28 losses, 66% winners. And I did the same thing for college basketball, finishing number 1. As you know, on that site, the plays are time-stamped and documented. But now I'm doing my own channel, YouTube and TikTok channels, to teach, train, and explain, and basically give back. I wish there was someone like me educating me 30 years ago when I was trying to figure this out. And that's why I say to you respectfully, you can learn from your mistakes or you can learn from mine. When I say what is the best sport to bet, I say all, because that is what works for me. I don't bet teams. I don't bet sports. I bet numbers. I bet value. Nothing more, nothing less. Which team is my favorite team? Whoever is on my ticket. But I say to you, it's subjective. Whatever works for you, don't change anything. If it's working for you, do more of it and eliminate everything else. See the cashier.